Hello, I'm Dr. Phyllis Schiffer-Simon, the General Manager of Beacon TV and your host for this program. Today we'll be discussing a topic that unfortunately we've been hearing more and more about in the local and national media. That's bullying and its harmful effects. We'll be looking at what schools, students, and even politicians are doing to counteract this growing problem. In our first segment, we'll learn more about Superb and how they're working with our schools to stem the tide of bullying. Let's take a look at the Superb program in action.
The Students United with Parents and Educators to Resolve Bullying, or better known as Superb, has been a fixture in the Broward County Public School System for several years now. Superb has a unique program that develops an atmosphere of acceptance and dismisses the myth forever that bullying is just a part of growing up. The Superb program focuses on increasing the acceptance of diversity through exercises dealing with teamwork and how to handle simple bullying situations before they exasperate to more serious scenarios. For example, one of their exercises is to have students role play the part of the bully and of the victim by putting the student in the other person's shoes. This and many other exercises from their 8-week program improve peer cooperation, reduce stress, and how to apply self-control. Suffice to say, Superb has made positive steps in the Broward Public Schools.
Now let's meet our guests who have dedicated their time and expertise to stop bullying in our schools. Florida State Senator Jeremy Ring, Aurelia Bickler, Superb Executive Director, Heather Bevan, CEO of Superb, and Isabel Garcia, Guidance Counselor at Attucks Middle School. Welcome all of you.
Thank you.
Okay, Senator, let's start with you. Tell us what Superb is and what motivated you to get it started.
Superb, it stands for Students United with Parents and Educators to Resolve Bullying. We started the program, I started it in 2002 in collaboration with Nova Southeastern University, the Graduate School of Humanities and Social Sciences. The impetus to start this was the thought that children need social and behavioral skills in order to ultimately compete as adults. It wasn't all about what we see in terms of this terrible violent behavior that goes on in schools. That's kind of at the end point. We wanted to really start reaching children at an early stage, and we wanted to focus on a number of different issues related to giving kids character skills. So how do we, the physical violence and the verbal kind of abuse that we hear so much about, we wanted to do more than that. We wanted to deal a lot with social exclusion. You know, the child that's sitting alone at lunch every day, for example. The person who's kind of out of the circle, who doesn't, again, get these social skills or the behavioral skills. We also recognize that you couldn't have a program where once a year at the beginning of the school year someone stood in the auditorium and said, "Don't bully, it's bad." So we wanted to have a systemic program where we reached the students to kind of empower themselves. So we targeted the bystander. That was really the methodology here. We believe that everyone has been a victim, a perpetrator, or a bystander. We also believe the bystanders all have a sense of empathy. They just don't know how to, what to do with that empathy, how to intervene properly.
So you mentioned a couple good points, and we're going to actually talk a little about the legislation as well. But one of the key points I heard was that we actually have to teach social skills. We can't make an assumption that all kids know how to act and behave. They may think it's acceptable to tease, make fun, or even isolate other students. So, you know, by teaching those social skills at a younger age, we're empowering, as you said, students. Heather, tell us what you do with Superb and what makes Superb unique.
Well, I'm the CEO of the Florida Endowment Foundation for Florida's Graduates, and we impact students all throughout the state in various ways. Superb is really our push for, as Jeremy said, social skills, and to create cultures in schools where isolation and exclusion and bullying and everything in between is no longer tolerated by the peers in the school.
And I think, Senator, one of the things you talked about, well, just the acronym Superb. You've got students, educators, parents, and even the community and politicians involved in trying to tackle this problem. So it's not an isolated thing, and it's something that we all need to be aware of.
Absolutely.
Okay, Aurelia, tell us about your role with Superb and what services that a Superb does offer to schools.
Yes. I am the executive director of Superb. We offer multiple services such as a 6 to 8 week anti-bullying interactive curriculum to kids, to all kids, not just bullies, not just victims, not just bystanders, but all of them, because this way they can all learn social responsibility to, non-violently get involved and resolve bullying situations. We also offer parent trainings. We also offer teacher trainings and administrator trainings. We believe that, bullying is a problem that, that affects everyone, and we all have a role in resolving it.
Okay, and Isabel Garcia, as a guidance counselor in
That's
one of
right.
our schools, do you see evidence of bullying on a regular basis
all
in
the
some
time.
form or another?
All the time, all the time. But yeah, that's why we're very, very thankful for Superb. For years now, we've had them come twice a year, the first semester, the second semester, and it really works.
And as the senator said, it's not a once a year, beginning of the year
No.
assembly, don't bully. It's actually
It's ongoing.
a several weeks process where the students are engaged in the classroom. So what are some of the things that the students actually have gotten out of the program from your...
Well, I think the most important thing is that they know that even as bystanders, they can actually prevent and stop bullying. They have learned that. They didn't know that they could do that. Now they know.
Right, and when we talk about bullying and we hear more and more, the three components of bullying, or the three roles, are the bully, the victim, and the bystander. And by empowering the bystander, that's really the key, Senator, would you say?
Yeah, every great study that's out there kind of validates that the bystander's the key to again, the tolerance, and to be able to empower the rest of the school to be, accepting of everybody.
And I guess if the bully doesn't have the audience, the bystanders would make up the audience. If the bully doesn't have the audience, it kind of takes some of the power and maybe enjoyment out of, the torment, the teasing,
Definitely.
those kinds of things. So Heather, tell us, we know there's a lot of anti-bullying programs out there. Superb goes into the school and actually